Hello, and welcome to another episode of KCAT News. I'm Trenton Ellison here with Andrew Gibson. In this week's episode, we will be recapping the second PEP assembly in recognition of the Cancer Awareness Night of our second home football game.
Last week, Mulvane High School had the second PEP assembly of the year. The PEP assembly started off with the drumline performing a multitude of songs, then the color guard came out and smoothly waved their flags. The KCATs then danced their hot outs. The cheerleaders also came out and did their routine. Finally, the student games happened with the juniors coming in first, and the juniors are also the loudest and peppiest, winning the pep rally overall. Shane Fonsel, KCAT News.
Reporter Emma Seville will be looking at the recent Stuco conference in Winfield.
On Wednesday, September 25th, Stuco went to the 74th Annual Stuco Regional Conference that was hosted by Winfield High School this year. The conference started with dancing and the Winfield Band performing presidential music, Batman theme, and Sweet Caroline. Then the speaker, Heather Schultz, spoke about failure can lead to opportunities, you don't have to fight alone, and being beautifully awkward. To conclude the day, there was a recap of the summer Stuco camp.
My favorite part of the conference was talking to new people and meeting new people.
Personally, my favorite part of the conference was seeing my old friends from camp.
I liked the leadership activities and how we talked about it and everyone could express their opinions.
Something that stuck out to me about the speaker yesterday was that she really connected with the majority of the students there.
I feel like how parents, no matter what they do, they're still our superheroes for our lives.
I would say one thing that stuck out to me was probably when she said I am not average, but I am extraordinary.
It sounds like the conference was a fun experience. Emma Seville, KCAT News.
Reporter Andrew Gibson, that's me, will be going over the junior fundraiser for the high school prom. Hey there, I'm Andrew Gibson. Since we were kids, we've been dreaming of the perfect high school prom. It's been irrefutably ingrained in our culture by Hollywood movies. But how do you get the perfect high school prom? Well, it's up to you, juniors. So let's find out how to make this prom one to remember. Why should the juniors care about raising money for prom, and what is the theme?
They should care about raising money for prom because it directly goes to the event that they're throwing. If juniors sell 8 pastries each, we'll make our goal, which will be about $5,000. And no one will have to pay for prom tickets if it's an in-date prom. If it's an out-of-date prom, the tickets will be pretty cheap. Rustic romance is the theme. So lace and wood stuff and all that good stuff.
So what all can juniors do to get the best prom of their high school career?
Juniors can work with me and Mrs. Pittman quite a bit. They need to be active on our Google Classroom. We put a lot of information up there, so they need to be checking it. Mrs. Pittman and I are actually... by the time this comes out on Friday, tomorrow there's going to be an option to make the artwork for prom. And so juniors need to submit that. When we have things to vote on, what they want decorations to look like and all that, they need to be voting, and they need to be selling pastries.
How hard is it to volunteer at concessions?
Not very hard. You just sign up on Google Classroom, and then you just show up and hand out candy bars and take dollar bills.
What pastries are being offered, and how much do they cost?
There's cherry, cinnamon, raspberry, cream cheese, strawberry cream cheese, caramel rolls, cinnamon rolls, and then Italian braid, which is like a garlic and herb bread, and all of them are $14. The pastries are big yum.
Now it's been made pretty clear why you should help out, right? I mean, the fate of this prom comes down to you, juniors. Would you rather your prom look like this or like this? Yeah. So what do you say, juniors? Lend a hand and get the perfect prom for you and your friends.
Reporter Kayla Perkins will be going over the upcoming auction ran by the Mulvane Education Foundation.
Whether it's a fire pit, baked Jenga, or dominoes, Mulvane High School students in the shop classes have been building these items for the Mulvane Education Foundation auction. I caught up with some of the students and teachers that made the projects to see what they thought about the projects in the Mulvane Education Foundation auction.
We made a fire pit for the auction. So the best part of building the fire pit was welding it. The most difficult part of doing it was probably deciding what to put on the fire pit and drawing it up.
Mr. Whistler and I made some dominoes and a large Jenga set. And the dominoes are really big, so they can be played with outside and are kind of cool. And the Jenga set's just one of those real large Jenga sets. The auction benefits us and the school as a whole by the Education Foundation providing us an opportunity to apply for a grant and get some of the equipment that we need for the classroom.
Thanks to all the students and teachers that made the projects. The projects look great. That's all for me. Caleb Perkins, KCAT News.
This week, Gabe Daniel will give us a rundown on the games and meets this past week with another segment of GGR.
Thanks, Trenton. Girls golf had a meet at Cheney on Monday, September 23rd. Maddie Ewing shot a 103, medaling in 10th place, and then Shira Herman shot a 125, placing 28th. Soccer traveled to McPherson to take on the Bullpups on Tuesday, September 24th. Varsity fell 10-0. Then they hosted the Goddard Lions on September 26th. JV tied with the score 1-1. Christian Baltzley scoring the goal. Then Varsity fell 7-0. The varsity volleyball team had a triangular against Collegiate and El Dorado on September 24th. However, falling in both games 2-0. Cross country had a meet out at Lake Afton on September 26th. The varsity girls were able to grab first overall, led by Anna Mood in second place individually. Then on the boys' side, they placed 9th as a team, led by Chris Dietrich, who placed 17th individually. The varsity football team donned some new black jerseys as they hosted the Beulah Crusaders on Friday, September 27th. It was a close fight to the end, but the Cats fell 25-14, with touchdowns coming from Cole Diffenbaugh, who caught a 27-yard touchdown pass from Hunter Sire, and then Mason Ellis, who scored on a 6-yard run. That's it for this week's edition of Gabe's Game Recap. Gabe Daniel, KCAT News.
That's it for this week. We'll see you at the games. Thanks for watching KCAT.
Thanks for watching KCAT.
Thanks for watching KCAT.